Hi there. I just want to give you a quick explanation of the words to the side of this video about your portfolio and how they've been submitted. And so, if I look like I'm doing anything funny, it's a dog demanding love who is out of camera shot. So, all of the portfolios that were submitted have been returned. Don't be pushing on the computer. The vast majority of you received a passing grade, which is good. The way the scoring is set up, you received a 2. It says 2 out of 100, but ignore the 100. That is essentially you earned a 2 out of 2, but we're not tallying up points or anything like that. So it's 2 for a pass, 1 for a low pass, which I'll explain in a bit, and then a 0 for a no pass, and I'll cover that as well. So the pass, what does that mean? That means your work is at least C work as determined by other members of the department, whoever read it. You should see their initials on there, and so that means you're in good shape and well on your way, or at least halfway on your way to successful completion of the course. So that's good. Normally I would tell you to save this somewhere safe, but it is already saved somewhere safe for you in the Canvas system. So don't go in and delete anything or anything of that sort. We need to keep this record. I have a record of my own, but we want to keep that there for you. So it also, if you read there, says, don't get a big head. Don't think it's going to be smooth sailing because many of you have already started reading the essays for the third assignment. And so there's some challenging reading and a challenging task there. So it's going to be a step up in level of complexity. So, but also in the level of being prepared for your other classes. So pass is good. And I guess an important point is it says the standards we apply today are those that will apply at the end of the term. That means if we read this, several weeks from now in your final portfolio, it's what we would expect then. So these assignments are designed to give you, some steps in that direction and be. Hey, you two, cut it out. That's a dog and a cat trying to play or not. Kai, leave the cat alone. Okay, so passes. Passes are good. So low passes says we are evaluating pieces of writing, not your potential, not the assignment, not your effort, and we can only assess what we read. So what does that mean? A low pass, Kai, leave him alone. So what does that mean? It means that a low pass, like it says, is an appropriate mark at the middle of the term, meaning you still need to learn some of the stuff that we hope the class will help you learn. So, so not a time for despair or anything of that sort. It just means we need to get these whipped into shape for the final portfolio reading. So we will, each of those of you, a handful of you received low passes. So we'll need to, be in contact, be in touch, be having a conversation about what to do. Each of those low passing essays will have a comment or two about what the concern was, and so we will look at ways to address that concern and bring the essay up to snuff. So so don't despair. It's always nicer to get the pass at this point and have it behind you, but numerically, statistically, we're a pretty normal class in the number of passes and low passes. In fact, I think we're exactly right on statistically. So so no worries there. We're pretty normal, and we'll get you going on that. And so there are no huge concerns. One person did receive a no pass, but like I wrote there, it probably would have been a low pass. I haven't gone back to read that essay, but there was no cover sheet containing the assignment, so the readers were left in the dark. There was no score sheet. This is not the only person amongst the many students who overlooked this part of things, but that kind of thing happens. And again, I expect we're just going to work on revision and get that thing whipped into shape. So so no great worries there. So what next for the low passes and no passes in particular? I mentioned the pass will just be kind of tucked away and left alone. The low passes will do one of two things. That essay can be revised and that revision will be resubmitted. And that's probably the way I'm going to suggest we go. Or we can submit a different essay in its place. And either way, there will be two essays in the final portfolio along with a reflective cover letter, which we'll discuss not for a couple of weeks, but basically two essays and a reflective cover letter in your final portfolio. So my thinking right now is the handful of low passes are going to be best off if they work on those low passes and get them fixed up. That's generally the best way to go. So it says at the bottom there, this is kind of a departmental boilerplate that I tweaked a little bit for us. So the final portfolio does give a better picture of your skills as a writer, of how well you've met our course learning outcomes, that sort of thing. And just a bigger picture, one piece of work in isolation does not really show the writer that you are or can be, and there's time to become a stronger, better writer in the weeks ahead. So that's what we're working on in addressing those standards. Do I want to say anything else about that? I don't think so. It mentions, I might delete what it says there. I didn't see that. Tells you to take me more seriously if you need to. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. So the final thing, any of those, and this is true for any of your courses, we always include this as a heads up that you have until Thursday, May 21st to drop any course and receive a W on your transcript as opposed to a lesser grade. If you look back to the syllabus, if you do all the work and pass the portfolio, your minimum grade will be a B 3.0 for this class. If you miss steps in the process, you don't submit a draft, you don't submit a highlighted revision, something like that, maybe more than once. It just depends. Technically speaking, any miss of the major components and passing the portfolio means you will earn a C. Doing all of the work but falling short in the final portfolio means a 1.7 C minus, and missing a chunk of work and also failing or not submitting to the final portfolio means either a D 1.0 or an F a 0.0, which I have to look at and take into account. Either way, because a 2.0 is generally needed to go to English 102, that's what all of you should be shooting for at the minimum. If you hope for the course to transfer and you're not going to earn your AA degree, you also want to make sure you have at least a 2.0 in any class. Otherwise, other institutions are not going to accept that credit for transfer except in an incredibly rare circumstance, so rare that I can't think of a time that it's going to happen. So count on it not happening if you have a grade less than a C and you do not earn your AA before you go. So that is pretty much it for the portfolio kind of debriefing. If you have questions, let me know. I do not believe that I have a space for the midterm portfolio in the online gradebook. I don't even know if I give you access to that because it doesn't really matter. This is kind of a dry run. It has a benefit for those who pass, but no penalty for those who don't pass, and so I don't see any point to plugging something in. It's really the final portfolio that determines the level of success you'll have with the class. So if you do have questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to get back to you. I will send a note to everybody about our third assignment, what needs doing. I've seen some of you are already well on your way to doing what needs doing, but I'll give you a bit more information. So overall, a good job by the class, and if you have questions, please let me know. So thanks, and I will talk to you later. See you soon. Who knows? Bye-bye.